I love a buttered biscuit.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. Looks like I've got problems over here on the Rumble side. For whatever reason, it's not working. So give me just a second. Make sure I can get this thing set up. It shouldn't take but a second. I thought I had it already set up, but apparently I didn't. I use that template, and here we go right now. Time, and sorry about this, folks. I thought it was all set up, but apparently I didn't set it up after this morning. So that's what happens. Let's set this for 8. Apply and next. And we'll see if we can't get this thing up and running. Sorry about that. I hope you guys are doing well. I thought that this was set. This is what we do whenever we jump in here. Let's see, get streamer configuration. Let me see if that's going to work. There we go. Should be currently going right now. There it is. Hopefully, yeah, it should be up and running. For whatever reason, edit. And we're going to try to see if we can get it, save changes, see if that doesn't work. Hopefully it does. If not, then we will be only exclusively on Rumble and Kick. So we'll find out here shortly if it's working. Sorry about that. How's everybody doing? What do we got here tonight for you fine folks? Hey, Cool Gamer. Glad you could make it. And let's see if I'm hoping it's actually streaming. We're about to find out. Looks like it is saying that it's live now. There it is. And we would just pop out that live chat. So if you guys are over there on the Rumble side, disable slow chat, pop out chat. There we go. So that should be working currently. Hooray, hooray, hooray. All right. Cool Gamer. Man, oh man, what a day today. So a little bit later on, we will have the wonderful Mo joining us. She's currently doing her nightly newsy news, and whenever she jumps in here, we'll be bringing her on. So just bear with it. I hope that everybody's doing good tonight. I really do. Yeah. So what we've been watching on this portion of it, and hey, cheers, Topo Chico. Drinking water tonight. My throat's been getting a little scratchy lately. Trying to keep it good. So hopefully you guys can hear everything okay. That's the plan. Guess I can check and see if my audio's working. Cool. So yeah. Yeah, we're going to be going over the testimony of Sadie a little bit more tonight. She's a little bit weird with this one. And to imagine that everything about this was brought up from her testimony is the only reason that they went after Zach in the first place. There's no body, no DNA. There's only the word of somebody that accused him of something. It does not necessarily mean that they should be chasing after him, which I found a little bit surprising. In most court cases, you're not going to see that kind of animosity brought towards someone. I don't know if it was because that DA's office lost the Rittenhouse case and they just felt that they needed to have a win. But whatever it was, it made not a whole lot of sense. why would you go after this guy for those reasons? It just seemed a little strange to me. Oh, I am drinking alcohol tonight, just using some water too. And I spoke with Solomon, a little bit in the background, and there's only so much that he's able to do, and it makes a lot of sense for other people to get the word out, to get these kinds of stories out to the public, not just with Zachariah Anderson, but as our government as a whole. If they have this kind of control that they can bring somebody down with no body, no evidence, no nothing. If they can do that, what else can they do? What other kind of charges can they bring against people? If they feel like it, that's a scary thought. If you're an American or even someone in another country, thought that America was supposed to be something a little more than that, a little more free. Um, and that the judge allowed a lot of the bullshit to happen was even a little more strange too. If we have this kind of movement in this country, where does it stop? Where does it stop with Jennifer Crumbly? Next thing you know, they're coming after you. So if you're thinking that it's okay, just imagine being in that position of Jennifer Crumbly. Your child goes out and does something that they shouldn't have done, sweet 16th birthday, prom night, whatever it might be. And now you're going to be held responsible for their reckless behavior. It goes beyond just an accident. Because now what our government is telling us is not only can we go after you, is the individual that caused something, now we can go after your parents because they're the ones that supplied you with the vehicle. Where does it end? It's a little bit like communist China was, these struggle sessions, where as soon as you want somebody out of the picture, you just work your way down the line. How many people can you remove because they don't agree with you? They don't agree with your policies or whatever it might be. Where does it end? It's a little scary. It's a little scary that we've gotten to that point in this country. Really scary that we've gotten to that point in this country. So I worry. I worry about that. I think a lot of us should be a little bit worried about that. Because at some point it's going to come on you. Well, not like that, but it's going to come back around to you. It's going to get into your business. It's going to get into your life, your child's life, your neighbor. Go after the ones that you don't like. Pretty soon comes back around to you. That whole do unto others as they would do unto you is more important than ever. So while we're waiting on Mo, I've backed it up about 15, 20 minutes from where she had left off. I'm play a little bit more and comment through it. So it's disturbing. It's disturbing that we go through these things. But on the bright side is we've got we also have Zachariah Anderson's interview with the police after this. So we won't finish this tonight. I'm almost positive we won't finish it tonight. But following that, we will pull up the Zachariah Anderson his interview with the Popo, see what he has to say. Anyhow, present. Here we go. Lord Almighty, feel my temperature rising, burning. Feels like I'm out of control. All right, let's make sure we can hear this. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Got a couple people that may be dropping in. We'll see how it goes. But here we go.
The burner phone.
What time was that?
11:23. Now, one other really strange thing that happened, here's this one too. The Wednesday.
What is up, Salty Dog? Good to see you. Glad you could make it in here. Yeah, we got a little bit going on. I've backed it up a little bit so Mo could catch some of this whenever she finishes up with her nightly newsy news. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them in chat. If give a wave, give a thumbs up. So what makes this channel grow makes it happen. So here we go.
Before that Saturday, I had a sitter come over and she wanted to hang out with the kids. And so I went and hung out with Rosario for a couple hours. It wasn't overnight. I just went over there for a little bit on Wednesday last week. You find that because there was a strange thing that happened then. So Rosario and I got to his house and we went to get tacos at a food truck.
So they went to go get tacos at a food truck. Okay, how is this a strange or odd thing?
It was about 9 o'clock by the time we got back.
I'm sorry, what day is this now?
No, it's right here. This Wednesday.
Holy cow, Emily Gale. Pleasure to receive you. How you doing? It's really good to see you. There we go. Yes, very good to see you, Emily Gale. Good evening. Hey, American Dreamer. Glad you could make it. Really glad that you guys could make it. And Mo will be in here after a while. She's doing her nightly newsy news. So I've backed it up a little bit to sort of bring us up to speed before she comes in. She says so much is not relevant. Yes, absolutely. It is unbelievable that they didn't stop her and question her on a lot of the things that she had to say. I mean, they created the story and had their man within 24 hours.
Wednesday the 13th.
May.
Mm-hmm.
Just before Saturday.
Just before Saturday. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, they didn't have to. Why would they verify any of it? I mean, all they're verifying is what she's telling them, with what she's showing them. So, for example, if he sent her a text at 9 o'clock on a Sunday, then she's showing him that text to say, well, he texted me at 9 o'clock on that Sunday, and he was skinny dipping down at the pool. Well, where does it say that? Well, that's just the kind of person that Zach is. He's always skinny dipping at the pool, and doesn't mean that it has to be true, because she's throwing a little bit of truth in there with a lie. You have to remember, she knows she's in the middle of a custody battle. She knows that if she can get him out of the picture, she's got control of the kids. Does it matter if he did it or not? Well, she's hoping that they'll, if she's any kind of human being and she is pulling, some shady crap, hopefully she's thinking to herself is, well, I'm not expecting, they got to prove their case. And so far, all I know is that Rosalio's missing. He could be missing with some ex-girlfriend. He could be missing, might have killed somebody there and headed off to the woods to go bury him, for all I know. But this is a good chance for them to get eyes on Zach and make him sound like a bad guy. And that's all she's doing. Just trying to make him sound like a bad guy. There's your verification.
Okay, so it's for Saturday. Well, I'm not allowed to come here without my permission. I think, so Wednesday he said, I told him, oh yeah, Debbie's coming over to watch us. And I said,
Debbie
I said, yeah.
sounds
And
like a
then
real
she,
bitch.
misses the kids or whatever, she's gonna come over for a little bit. I had told him this stuff. And so then he called me and he's like, well, I want the right of first refusal. If you want to go hang out with your boyfriend, you need to call me first and I'd be happy to watch the kids. And I'm like, I don't need you to watch the kids. Debbie wants to hang out tonight and
Doesn't matter what she wants, does not matter. Now, I don't know the law there in the state of Wisconsin, but if he has right of refusal, then she's supposed to allow those kids over there. But that's up to her how she wants to play.
I got other stuff to do. Like, I don't necessarily, it's none of your business what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Why is the cop agreeing with her? Yeah, I got you.
Essentially, but I'm like,
yeah, Zach was being a good dad. That's a heart-wrenching part about it. He was being a good dad. He was doing what he was supposed to do. And she plays the victim in all this. Is all about her. One thing that we did notice, she doesn't mention anything about a missing body. She has no idea what's going on. She is crafting a story. What's more worrisome is the way that she acts like he is missing. We don't know that. I mean, we know that he's not there, but we don't know that he's missing. He could have left right before she got there. Could have left with somebody else. Never know. And because the police didn't do an investigation, we may never know. Ever.
It's not for that or whatever. And then he's like, well, I just want you to know, he's like, and I told him, I said, well, I just want you to know I accepted this place in Sussex because we're moving. He said, so that you know. He's like, well, I didn't know if I told you, but I'm moving too. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, well, yeah, that I've got that place in West Dallas or Greenfield or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, well, he goes, well, do you want to hate me now? He's like, I don't really know if I need to talk about this, but you're going to hate me. And I'm like, okay, what? And then he's like, well, I retained a lawyer and I'm taking you taking you to court for custody of the kids. And I just said, good luck. I'm like, fine, good luck, whatever you got to do. I'm okay, we're done. Conversation over. Like, right, sounds good.
27 pounds marijuana don't help you any.
That's on. You got that? You got that?
No.
Isn't that horrible? Better Call Saul. Good to see Better Call Saul. Glad you could make it in here. Yeah, they make sure that they got that right there. 24 pounds. No way. She said, okay. Yeah, let's hear that again. Because that was an important little piece that she let slip there.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy to watch the kids. And I'm like, I don't need you to watch the kids. Debbie wants to hang out tonight, and I got other stuff to do. Like, I don't necessarily, like, it's none of your business what I'm doing, essentially. But I'm like, it's not for that or whatever. And then he's like, well, I just want you to know, he's like, and I told him, I said, well, I just want you to know I accepted this place in Sussex because we're moving. He said, so that you know. He's like, well, I didn't know if I told you, but I'm moving too. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, well, yeah, that I've got that place in West Dallas or Greenfield or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, well, he goes, well, do you want to hate me now? He's like, I don't really know if I need to talk about this, but you're going to hate me. And I'm like, okay, what? And then he's like, well, I retained a lawyer and I'm taking you taking you to court for custody of the kids. And I just said, good luck. I'm like, fine, good luck, whatever you got to do. I'm okay, we're done. Conversation over. Like, sounds good.
27 pounds of marijuana that don't help.
So he mentions this. Holy crap. Good to see you, Saul. Better call Saul. Saul Goodman.
Help you any.
That's on. You got that? You got that?
No.
Sweet. We tried to look it up and I thought he was bullshitting me. Okay, so then, anyways, that's a whole other thing. So anyways, that Wednesday, so then he told me that he was going to take me to court. And I'm like, whatever, that's fine. You do what you have to do. That night, the sitter came over. I was at Rosalio's. Like I said, we went to go get tacos. It was
taco kisses for my baby.
He goes off and he tries to keep conversation with me like all the time. Whenever I'm going over there, it's like he knows that I'm like going there or something.
Well, because you keep telling him that's where you're going. Or maybe he's just good at guessing that you're off meeting up with somebody. So you're going to be hooking up with so-and-so. Okay. That's the guy you've been dating. How is that weird? No. You got that moment. Yeah. You got that. No, see. Yeah, they know quite a bit about him. Better so sorry, I should have said hi to your name. She's excited because she wants to use it for custody. Exactly. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Hey, Jude. No, I'm and all I did was back this up because I knew that the lovely Mo would be in here as soon as she possibly could. I wasn't stressing out about it. And that way we could sort of get caught up into it. It's good to see you, Jude. No, I wanted to just try to get caught up on a little bit of this stuff. And just back it up a little bit. So that way we had an idea of what exactly was going on, inside this little situation with her. I felt like there might have been a couple of things that I might have missed out on. I wasn't sure if I had or not. But I wanted to see if I had, and apparently I didn't. Where is that? Pretty sure that I gave her the link. I did. I just wasn't positive if I had or not. Mo Raid. Woohoo. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Mo lives in a shoe. No, Mo doesn't live in a shoe. Not Mo. Mo money, Mo problems. Yes, all you fine folks that are coming in from over there hanging out with Mo. We've just been doing a little bit of catch up. I wanted to rewind it back a little bit before Mo had to leave last time, and just sort of play a little bit of catch up with it and talk with you in the chat, because you're why we do this. We enjoy having you guys here immensely. Hey, Mira M, good to see you. Very cool. Of course, it could be Myra. I knew a Myra, and I also knew a Mira that smelt it the same way. It's really weird, but I've known one of each. It's funny when they found out that each other had the same name. Hey, how's it going, Becky Lynn? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm glad you could make it in. And Aaron, Olivia, pleasure to see you. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance again. It's wonderful. Thank you all for coming in and enjoying this. Yeah, you guys are awesome. I mean, we've us YouTube, morons, we've done these kind of things to build up an audience. And in doing so, we found that we like our audience quite a bit. They keep us quite entertained. Sometimes I don't pay enough attention to what you guys are saying in chat. And it's only because sometimes it gets really busy. Like when we had Solomon on here, it got really, really busy. And I'm so sorry if I ignored anybody. It wasn't intentional. You guys seemed like you were having a good time. And I am so happy that each and every one of you that were in whenever Solomon was here were so polite and so kind to him. It made me just very, very happy, and it really touched my heart to see how kind you were to having Solomon on here. And by the way, hey Mo,
Hello.
good to see you. All your fine folks came over here. They're hanging out.
I'm trying to. So I got my new fancy dancy
Camera.
and
I
I
like
even
it.
got a cross stitch camera set up. And now, of course, Fry's like, wait a minute. Everyone just wants to see the dumpster puppy.
Right.
That's his new nickname because
Dumpster puppy.
okay, there's a story. Look, I was working hard yesterday getting all of this set up, and heretofore, said puppy has not been able to get on my bed. So I had my dinner, like a nice steak that I'd made, and I hadn't really eaten all day. So I had it there, and I went to the restroom. I come back out. Said dumpster puppy is so very proud of himself. He's sitting on the bed and he's like, "What are you having for dinner?" And I'm like,
He's like, I cleaned your plate for you.
I'm like, I bought real damn A1, you stinky. I was like, I didn't even get great choice or great value A1. This is just, I can't have nice things.
Oh, dumpster puppy. Dumpster puppy.
Well, that and he likes to, find things in the trash. So.
Oh, is this Solomon Anderson? Is this Better Call Saul? If it is, you're welcome for having you on. I mean, most definitely.
Yeah.
I thought Solomon Anderson showed up with Better Call Saul or Solomon. But hey, that's pretty cool. Excellent. I like the new name. That's pretty damn cool.
That's a good idea.
Thanks. Yeah. I love it. No, thank you for coming on. I really enjoyed it. It was nice to see the response of all of chat. They were just so respectful the whole night. It's like, because sometimes you'll get people in there that they just want to be disruptors. It took me long enough, Shizzy. Well, I am a little slow sometimes.
Well, I mean, you have a real life beyond YouTube. How dare you? Yeah,
I mean, well, and so does Solomon. A lot of people don't realize that, this is a man that he's got Jen that probably is the one that keeping him the most grounded out of everything. He's got the kid, he's got work, he's got school, he is, and then on top of that, he's working to get his brother out. And it's just like,
and
it's like all these balls up in the air. And I'm just impressed that he hasn't pulled all his hair out. Joking. I'm joking.
Well, Saul, I can hook you up with some good wigs. I'm just saying.
Hey, he doesn't need no dang stinking wigs. There's nothing wrong
No
with it being
wigs.
bald. No wigs. There's nothing wrong with being bald. There's not much left. It doesn't matter. I mean, my wife gets so mad at me because, all through the 20 plus years that she's known me, it looks like I'm balding, but you also have to understand I just keep my hair short. I mean, my hair is really thick and dense, and she's always been like, God, I hate you so much. I was like, well, whenever I go bald, she goes, you ain't going bald. I said, well, whenever I do go bald, I'm shaving it clean and I'm going Mr. Clean. She was like,
So Mr. Mo's peninsula has a small no hair island back here, and I hadn't told him about his no hair island. So the kids were kind enough to tell him about it, because kids are like that. And he's like, do I have a bald spot? And I said, nothing. And he's like, why haven't you told me? And I was like, I was trying to be nice. He's like, you've been letting me walk around with a bald spot. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Shave your back and glue it on there? I mean, what the hell? Take your ear fro and like glue the individual ear fro? What am I going to do for you? I mean,
well, like, you just tell them, I'll tell you what, let me pluck your eyebrows and I'll transplant them back there.
It's just like, I was just not telling you about it. What you can do.
There isn't, and that's what I say. It's like there's not much I can do if I start to.
I was like, you're tall. No one can see it anyway. You're 6'4". Yeah, it's not like, I mean.
And if they see it, then why are they looking at your head that closely?
Yeah.
Pervs?
I mean, I'm like, I tell you when your, ears are growing cotton things, and when you have that really long eyebrow.
Oh, my wife hates
Jack
that.
Nicholson. Yeah, no, that has to go. Those are issues I find important.
Well, a lot of times my wife will notice it first and she'll just come up and grab a hold of it and just rip it out. And it's usually this one right on this eyebrow here.
Yeah. I'm like, what the actual hell? And he'll pull them out just to make them more obnoxious. And I'm like,
it's like
why?
Yeah, my wife got me a little trimmer that will also do like nose hair and stuff like that. So you can, yeah. I just run that thing across there a few times and it gets rid of any excess ones. And then, run it up inside the nose too, just like
the ear and just be done.
Yeah. Doesn't take much. You just throw some batteries in there and away you go. Throw a little bit of oil on it every so often. And I don't know. It's, it's us, man. We don't care that much. We really don't. We're just like, we're clean. Hey, Tony. Good to see you. Oh man, damn it. I wrote it down that I needed to call Tony today and get in touch with him, but I'll have to do that. I'll have to do that tomorrow. Got a morning show. It'll be sometime. Today was so damn busy after I got done talking with Farrell. It was like my phone just lit up like crazy, and I was just constantly dealing with craziness all day.
I feel you. We found out that the kid's dentist is like, oh, by the way, we didn't tell you at the appointment you were at last week, but we're moving out of your network. So I know we just scheduled a bunch of stuff, but
yeah, we just got your money.
Well, I mean, luckily that was covered, but it was like, then why schedule anything? Just tell me, and I have another dentist that we use that's closer. That's not a big deal. Just let me know, and I'll fill out, the 800 reams of paperwork, for you to. And then I finally got the bill from my failed spinal stimulator. There is nothing like seeing a a medical company trying to charge your insurance company for $40,000 for something that didn't work. I'm like,
Mhm.
if I didn't get the thing, can I just have the 40K? Asking for a friend. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, my dad used to do that. No, guess what? Who gets crazy long eyebrow hair every few months?
yeah. Yeah, apparently every man becomes Jack Nicholson. I did not
Yes,
know this
it
before
does.
I was.
It does happen. Well, we did. You didn't miss a whole lot. I
Oh,
rewound it a little bit before
okay.
we ended the stream the other night, so you have not missed anything. And some of this might sound familiar because I'm not quite back up where we were at, but pretty damn close.
Drive home.
I don't always tell her where I'm going, but he's got her so involved. Like I said, showing her video. I mean, all of that's wrong. There's nothing I can do about it, and she's telling me, and I'm like, I just have to document it. Okay, so anyways, he texts me. I'm at Rosalio's. We get back to the house.
This is the night.
This is Wednesday.
Okay.
He's got done eating tacos. Yep, we're sitting on the couch, and Rosalio hadn't even gotten out of his work clothes yet because we just went to go get food.
Okay.
And we were watching Songland, and he says to me, he's like, "Is this okay?" He's like, "To watch, or do you want to watch something else?" I'm like, "No, this is fine, you know." So we watched an episode of Songland, and then he's like, "Well, let's watch this episode, and then I'll go take a shower." I'm like, "Okay."
What's that French for? I'm trying to think. Sloppy skank. Is that French for slut?
Do you pronounce
or...
the W in war? Is it pronounced war?
It is pronounced war. Oh my gosh, you are so smart. SMRT. Me, I am like dumb. DMB.
Well, or it could be she is a garden implement, though not the sharpest one.
Yeah, hose. Yeah, hose. Don't drink out of hoses.
It is. This is 3 hours of watching her just with the most inane, ridiculous crap that means that has no. I mean, I could give you a full breakdown of what I did today that has no bearing on anyone else's life in minute and, tismy detail. And this is what she's doing. And at no point has any of these officers said, could we possibly get to the point where, you go to the house and there's a bunch of blood everywhere? Like, could we? Right. Middle daughter must be home.
That's awesome.
I don't know why he doesn't like her, but I think she stole one of his treats. Like, I think they fight over it.
Oh, that's my treat. No, it's my treat.
Well, yeah.
Little bastard.
Yeah.
When we got back, he's like, "Is it hot in here?" And he opened up the screen door that's there, and he just opened up like this far. We're there and left the blinds closed.
Come on. Best song ever.
And then before he went to go in the shower, he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna close this, or whatever." And then I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." And so he closed it and locked it. And then he took a shower. They stayed on the couch and just watched the show or whatever.
So he closed it and locked it, and someone took a shower and just laid around, whatever, and just like, wait, why is she in such detail about him closing the door and locking it?
Probably because she did some of those crazy ass, the Ring jump scares. Rosario was probably afraid of her ass. She probably pulled down all of her hair, went full Ring, and like, look, I'm just saying, Sadie went full psycho, alleged. This is full speculation headband, okay?
Yes.
But she reenacted Norman Bates, okay?
Yeah, she does look a little bit like...
she was like, "Mother made me do it."
Yeah, it's really strange to me that she's showing up at his house. It seems stalkerish.
Well, that and just again, why are we going into just minutia here when we could get, I mean, we are going full Chandler Halderson, the 3 hours. Yeah, my dad and I use the green egg, but I don't really like the green egg. And then we watch Jeopardy, and it's like, oh my God, I need at least 5 monsters, 7 Adderall, and 4 pixie sticks if I'm going to go on with this interview. That
And I mean,
poor cop only has a Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah, she's an hour into this. Oh my God.
What time was that? So then you get a text message.
Wait, she noted his shower time? That's
Yes.
creepy.
Yeah. Stalker. That's what I'm saying. Stalker. Why did he shower? Well, because he had some cheese from Monte cheese. She was not hungry that night. She said no, she would just rather have some some pickled salmon. Not no
Oh my God.
no for Monte cheese.
I just, oh my God, why are we even going in this?
And that, and I want to say, no, it might have been from that stupid.
What did she say? That stupid pervert?
She said something under her breath, but it didn't really.
It might have been from that stupid pervert. That's what it sounded like. Here, let's see if we can raise up the volume and see what exactly she said.
Yeah,
And I want to say, no, it might have been from that stupid
pervert. How many guys was she talking to on date?
And that's only half volume. I'm going to rewind it just one more time. I want to hear what she said. It's going to get really loud. So cover your ears, folks, if you don't want to hear it, because it's going to get really loud.
I want to say,
no, too loud. No, I can't. No, it was just way too loud. It was distorting. 480 would be good.
Might have been from that stupid
I don't know. Maybe
pervert or stupid murderer. It almost sounds. It's really odd.
Yeah, that was so weird. Ooh, creepy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All of this stuff.
And see, a cop would have said, wait, who's a stupid pervert? Who's that pervert guy?
Yeah. Sadie is Obama Trice was rapping about when he said pubic hair looking good, something about some that's funny. I wouldn't show up the next day to some guy's house who just ghosted me after I used that L word after just 2 months of dating. You'd be embarrassed. Mm-hmm. Is he typing everything she says as best as he can? Definitely stalking behavior.
It just seems very emotionally immature. I mean, it doesn't seem like, again, a real adult relationship. I mean,
no. It
seems like a very high school relationship.
Yeah. Like weird, creepy.
Or even in early 20s.
As that song drips from you, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's Sadie.
Message that was what Rosario said to me. Like literally his words. What he said. Do you want to watch this, or is there something else you want to watch? And Zach texted to me. And I texted him back and I said something like,
So, Shizzy, can you pause it? Did they show the text messages where he was supposed to have said exactly what you know, Rosario just said, or is this all going on her testimony?
This is all her testimony. Here's the thing. They're not going to use this video in the trial because it becomes hearsay, but they can use her testimony, but they can't use the video portion of it. So they can edit things out and leave things out, and a lot of things get missed.
Okay. I didn't know if maybe they ever had they showed any of the text messages where allegedly, he was interjecting with, phrase for phrase what they had just said.
No. Oh, she said that, but I haven't seen any word, any proof of that. I mean, it might have come out in the trial. Like I said, I watched quite a bit of it, but there's a few things I probably did not see. So if it did come out in the trial, I wouldn't have known, or I don't remember. So there was a lot to try to keep track of insanity in that trial.
I can imagine.
Like, it should have never even gotten to that point where they used any of that, like, because it's completely irrelevant to anything.
Yeah, I still don't understand how they brought a case.
Stalking was all they needed.
Well, I can understand. I can very, very loosely, because of the Pound Me Too movement, understand how they semi got stalking. Believe all women, that kind of thing. I can loosely get that.
But she sounds more like the stalker than him.
She does, but she has lady bits and therefore can do no wrong in our legal system.
Sure. How'd that work out for Shizzywhiznut?
Well, I mean, Shizzywhiznut did kind of leave bits and pieces of her crime all over the place, and
you think she took
confessed.
A bite? I think she took a bite, a couple of nibbles.
I mean, she kind of used him posthumously. I think taking a bite would be the least offensive thing she did.
Little midnight snack.
At that point, at that point, I think, microwaving a finger is kind of the least offensive thing you could do.
And this is so correct right here. He didn't have time for her nonsense. I'm with you on that. I don't think anybody had time for her nonsense. I don't think her daughter had time for her nonsense. I don't think her children had time for nonsense. I don't think any of the multiple guys that she was probably seeing had time for her nonsense. And so she's latching on to anything that she possibly can, because this is all about her. Shizzywhiznut told the story in details. Yeah, she did. Hey, you crazy kids. Lexi, good to see you. Yeah. Crazy.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, was that for the wrong person again or something like that? And he texted me back, yes. There it is. Okay. So that Wednesday, and it was 9:08 p.m. Like I said, Rosario I had just gotten done eating. It was about 9 o'clock by the time we were done eating, and I looked at my phone, and the text message from Zach came in that said, "And it's after 9. Just arrive after the kids go to bed?" ? So I thought, okay, he clearly knows I'm here, and he thinks that I just got here, and he thinks that Rosario has his kids and that the kids are in bed. Like, that's how I'm taking it at that point, right? Like,
why are you taking it anyway?
And I don't respond. And then at 9:36, so about 30 minutes later, he says, "Is this okay for now, or is there something else you want to watch?" ? So that was 9:36, would have been about the time that we were done eating and watching the show. Now the window would have been open, right? And if he was
It's-
outside, he would
Why are you
have heard
even
him say that to me. I mean, that would have
cares?
been clear. So,
So she is
I did tell
assuming
Rosario about
that
that.
she is so important to Zach that he is not only outside pining for her, but he is outside waiting for her to open a window so that he can listen to her bone another dude. I mean, ma'am. He was in a relationship for what, like a year and a half with someone else. I get that you two have a history and a pattern, and maybe you were hooking up when it was whatever convenient. But most people don't give a rat's ass.
No.
Like, I don't have the energy nor the crayons to explain that no one cares, Sadie. Like, no one cares enough to, army crawl to your window in a ghillie
She
suit.
does. She does. Because here's the connection she's trying to make is basically he hears what she said and then leaves her a message saying the same thing that she said.
Yes, but for all this to be true, Zach has to have had invested, hours upon end to recon this house.
Here's something better. Here's something better. She made that part up, and that just happened to be a text that he sent to her.
Oh my God.
Because you're taking her at her word of saying this. I don't think she's saying, "Oh, we had this conversation," and all of a sudden he typed this conversation to me. What if he was texting somebody else and ended up sending it to her, and that now she's using this to say, "See."
I'm giving you the play-by-play in her world that, Zach's gone to, militarysupply.com, got a full-on ghillie suit.
He's all ninja now.
He's a ninja outside just, pining to hear the sweet, dulcet tones of her voice. Mm-hmm.
See, it's just...
I mean,
that's
okay.
This, yeah. Mm.
On Wednesday because then I text him at like 11, like, are you texting the wrong person again? And he didn't respond actually back. And then
why would he?
Maybe he doesn't like you anymore.
Maybe
like, are you following me? What is going on? Like, that was just way too weird. That like he's because I'm like, why are you texting me? Is that what you want to watch? Like, I just thought I wasn't putting.
Why is she texting him? Why are you following me? Are you following me? Did she text that, or did she just say that she was thinking that? Because that doesn't matter what you were thinking. How about this? You're fucking crazy, lady.
Yeah, it could very well be that he and his girlfriend were watching or getting ready to watch a show, much like you and your relation dateship dude were getting ready to watch a show because, people do that in the nighttime. And he accidentally fat fingered.
Or how about this? Maybe they weren't watching a show. Maybe they were boning. And then maybe Zach was with his date or whatever, and she was on her way over, and he sent her a message and was nowhere near there. Heard none of this conversation, has no idea. She never even had this conversation. He just fat fingered, exactly like you said, texted the wrong person. And then she was like, why are you texting me? Like, oh shit. I've done that before where I text somebody and they say,
oh, yeah.
Do you mean to text me? Do you think I respond back to them after that? Sometimes I'm like, oh, sorry. Or I'm just like, oops. And then just move on with my fucking day.
Did they prove by any cellular phone data or anything that Zach was in the general area that he was?
It doesn't matter.
Well, that he needed to be to do the crime. Or are they alleging that he left all burner phones and track phones and
no, he is total
phone?
ninja. He is a ninja. He can be in 10 places at once. Comes out of the darkness and red rum somebody with pizza box.
Or is he an undercover Hasidic Jew? Did he have sewer tunnels?
Yes. He has super tunnels. Oh, I never thought of that. Oh my gosh, I think you've solved the crime.
Is he Yiddish?
Yes. There we go. You have solved the crime. Holy shit. No camera evidence, no other evidence, no evidence, no evidence, no evidence.
Oh, well, I feel very confident now. Oh, dang it. What is going on?
Yeah, it doesn't make you feel good about our justice system.
Well,
So just remember, next time one of them kiddies stub their toe, you could go to prison for child abuse, breaking them little nubbins. It's all your fault.
well, depending on how the Crumbly case goes, first the defense attorney's getting called in, and then me.
Oh, geez. So we still haven't got a verdict on that?
No, not yet. They went home at 5. So
I would have kept their asses sequestered.
yeah, but I guess there's a lot of logistics involved as far as keeping deputies and all that
I don't give a shit.
jazz. Yeah.
I would hate to be one of these jurors to have to go home, listen to somebody talk to me about it, be like, I can't talk about it. Fuck off. That's exactly what I'd be saying too. Go fuck off. Leave me alone.
I'd be like,
I'm not being
honey,
influenced.
No, I'm potentially on jury duty for the entire year. I'd be like, honey, no, I swear to God, the judge totally wants me sequestered. It's a DUI case. No, he totally said, get a hotel room. I can't talk to any of y'all.
I am at the Four Seasons. That's what the judge said, because he wanted me to be really relaxed.
Yeah.
And not to go to any restaurants, just make sure that I have it delivered to my room.
Yeah, he's like, the stake of our democracy is resting upon this steak being delivered to me. So really, I can do no more but my duty.
Catching up on the part about Zach saying Zach texted her what RG's had said was zero evidence that it actually happened. It was just her saying that. Exactly.
It together, and then I'm like, wait a second, that's what Rosalio said to me. And then I told Rosalio, and he's like, what the hell? He's like, this dude, what is going on? He's like, he's really like, I could probably have text message.
Rosalio ain't talking right now.
Him too, just kind of like saying, like, what is it with this dude? And like, I don't know.
I guess she showed him. Does my head look like it's a blur?
It does when you go really fast.
I don't know, I can't.
Why are you crying, woman?
That's okay. You want some tissue? I'll get you some tissue.
No, because I don't have real tears.
Yes. She wants some fish. You want some fish? Okay, we'll get her some fish.
Do you want some Vicks? It'll really make you tear up, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right to flat affect. As soon as people get out of the room. Ma'am, you understand they're still recording you.
Oh, she does. She'll look up at the camera. Remember?
Yeah, but
Little glances up.
Well, now she's concentrating on looking sad.
Just listen to what they're saying.
I'll take care of it. Yeah, do one in the box. No, it's all right. Time's your pup right now.
Yeah, you notice how the reason she got real quiet is because he left the door open so she could hear the conversation that they were having. So if she needed to add anything to their story to make it more believable, she knows to add it to the story. It's a subconscious thing, and she didn't probably even realize that she was doing it. But yeah, yeah.
I mean, we've gone over this before, but again, she is showing. It's not genuine concern. It's random, like, oh crap, I haven't been crying in a while.
I haven't cried at all for the past hour.
I haven't cried at all. Oh, I should probably look concerned for this dude.
Right now, it seems to me like she's crafting more of her story. She's thinking of other things she can add into there, stir the pot a little bit more, stir it a little more. And they couldn't see through it. Wait, has Mo not watched this yet? No.
No,
She
I have
has
not
not seen it. She saw a good portion of it, but she's not watched the whole trial. You saw some of it,
No,
right?
so I tried to watch it and just a lot of different things just wouldn't let me do it.
In
So,
real life. Exactly.
yeah. So but I've listened to a lot of different opinions on it and, actual lawyers. And now watching the interrogation with you, I can ask you questions without actually having to watch the trial. Like, I didn't realize that the blood found in the apartment, they weren't able to get a concrete DNA test on, which, holy shit.
Yep.
I mean, at what point, like, does what is this? What in the actual hell?
Well,
And then if you
it's AB negative, and well, we don't even know if he had AB negative. Just like,
they didn't even ask the mom, like, hey, that kid
no, I
you
think they
had.
got DNA from one of the
Oh,
parents, but they couldn't get it from the other.
well, that's still
But that didn't stop him from saying it was his.
okay. Well,
And the person that took all the DNA evidence never even studied the cores. I mean, it's so horrible. Oh,
again,
I
you guys,
enjoy mechanical keyboards. It's not just about being a gamer. The mechanical keyboards tend to be more stable. If you have those membrane ones, the membranes will mess up, and whenever they do, it's like you'll hit the key and it'll just keep typing across there. So,
well,
yeah.
that, and I mean, they're in a prison. If it's more sturdy, they might have to use it as an offensive weapon.
Oh, that's just some cheap Logitech keyboard.
Oh.
That's a crappy keyboard. I've had one of those. They probably had that since 2000. I would almost bet.
Probably.
It probably has all kinds of funk under those keys, and just you don't want to know what's under those keys.
No. But
course,
I didn't want to know about Prince Charles, prostate either, but I get to know about everyone's prostate now. Apparently, it's just a thing.
Well, so they determined it was prostate cancer?
No, so they said that the prostate was just enlarged. They won't go into what kind of cancer he has.
So they just leave it to assume.
Well, so I went wild speculating and said penile cancer, but
it could be
that's
colon
because
cancer.
It would be. I said, or it could be colon, but I also said flipper cancer, but I mean,
I think he's a king now.
He is a king now. Poor guy. He finally waits for his mom to croak after 875 years.
And then he gets cancer the next year.
Yeah. And he gets, just let Prince William, the gracefully balding Prince William take over and let us all laugh and joke at the weird redhead who may or may not even be Prince Charles's son.
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
Or King Charles, sorry. Look, he's been a prince my entire life. Now he's the guy formerly known as Prince.
Yeah, there you go. Guy formerly known as Prince Charles.
Just do stuff.
Just do stuff.
But I've been telling Rosalio that the whole time, and and he's just like, thank you for being honest with me and just telling me what's going on. Like, I just, I just want you to know because it's weird and I'm scared and whatever. And then, I don't know, and then I just...
Why are you crying? For what reason?
Rosalio has been so good about staying in contact, we just talk several times a
Stay in
day.
contact.
And
Wasn't he
he'll
boning
call
down like
me, he'll
4 other
text
chicks?
me, usually good morning all the time, or
Yeah. Oh, so he would now here's what she says. Listen to what she says very closely. Oh, he'd call me, he'll text me usually good morning all the time. Now that doesn't mean he sent her a good morning every single day. But he would do it all the time. I mean, okay.
She's probably like, "Good morning, babe. I love you."
And
And
he's like, good morning.
he's like, "Sup?"
What's up?
Yeah, and he never initiates contact. She's always the one. And she's like, "He's so caring about me. He always contacts me." And it's like, heifer, you are always the one contacting him. I don't know what romance you have cooked up in your head, but he's just not that into you. Have you watched that movie? Have you read that book?
Yes.
Here's a copy.
The dad is missing. The cop from Goonies. Baby Ruth said it was blunt force trauma, blood spatter. Later, apparently, Zach turned up stabbing because, of course, he did as a ninja. You know, it was blunt force trauma, stabbing, slicing, shooting, because, you know, he did have a pistol at some point in time. I mean, here's the problem. You can't determine how he freaking died or if he's even dead because there is no body. It's like, okay, so how did he kill him? I mean, these are the things that if I was his defense, I would have been like, okay, there's no body. So everything that you hear them say about how he supposedly died, the only way that they could know this is if they know somebody that told them this is what happened. Now, who told him what happened? Was it this professional? Wait, oh no, they're not really a professional because, geez, they haven't even taken the course to understand what blood spatter is. Wow, isn't this novel? We don't even know whose DNA it is. Well, amazing. They're just saying it's his, and we have to take their word for it. I mean, my defense would have been very short to the point on this crap. It's just
honestly, I think I did see the defense's opening statement, and I think she was thrown off with a couple of the really shady things that the state tried to do at the beginning. And not being a lawyer, I don't quite understand the Denny motions. I don't think other states do Denny motions in the same way. So I think the state, kind of fiddle farting and asking for a mistrial with the Denny motions, I think really threw her off. And with something like this, you want to really be very succinct and short. You want to say they have nothing. This is basically with the folder. And if you saw the closing argument with the Crumbly case, where the lawyer basically illustrated all of the information they'd pulled and then what they showed, I mean, that's what I would have done. Something like that, a real illustrative, like, this is what they have. They have nothing, but they are going to pepper in facts everywhere to try to confuse you.
Yes. And that's all they did. Exactly. Denny is unconstitutional, period. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, we have more pressing constitutional issues right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Morning than at least in the afternoon or something.
What is Zachariah? Zachar. What was his last name again?
Anderson. He's so smart though. Like, it's. I don't know.
Why are you hiding your phone?
Well, apparently he's not so smart. I mean, you can't be too smart if you get captured without a fight, and you actually come into the police station without a big deal. You're able to never be spotted on any camera anywhere, and there's no blood DNA anywhere. Like, And considering that you carried a 200 and some odd pound man over your shoulder out to the back of your car through a parking lot, and nobody was able to ever see you do all of this stuff, I guess I would say he's pretty damn smart.
Shizzy, have you considered he's a wizard and he used like Levio Corpus and he was just like, he's a wizard.
Man.
Zachariah, you're a wizard. He was just from, that not often heard about American school.
That is exactly what it is. I figured out how he was able to do it. I mean, it's really damn difficult to do, but this is how he did it right here.
Sadie was over there. It's Leviosa. Jesus. I need Jesus. That's just all there is to it. Straight to hell with that one.
God. Yes. Every time I see her, it just this is the attitude that I have whenever she starts talking.
That's about every time I read simple tutorial. Like easy to use, learn how to stream. When I would start things, I'm like, I don't think they understand what easy means. I don't think they get that word.
Yeah. He called the cops because thugs showed up at his house guilty of murder. Done. Yep. Turquoise wizard wand. She's got the little.
It's the only, either that or he's a Sith Lord, and the Force is a pathway to many abilities.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
I feel the overwhelming need to ask for someone's manager and say, please, just chief of police, head officerness. I just happened to watch an interview, and now it says interview, but I have yet to see this man make an interrogatory, statement. So I'm just wondering what it was, because this just looks like a 3-hour long verbal diarrhea dump. So I was just wondering if he was going to ask any sort of, interrogatory questions.
Oh no, but AO will interject some wisdom here, of course. The teenager has wisdom beyond reproach.
Oh God. Having dealt with a teenager beyond reproach this weekend, I'm sure this will be great.
It's coming.
Is it the Greenfield police that were involved with that Christmas incident?
How far behind are you on this typing, sir? That was like 45 minutes ago. She was talking about Christmas.
Yeah.
He's like, look, I type 14 words a minute. I'm the bestest typer we have here.
I'm bestest typer we. So, Legal Vices was so broken watching this, I had to go watch it again the next day.
Pretty sure my body is working to encapsulate this stupid tumor I have just lodged somewhere near my pancreas because of this.
Exactly. Tap, tap, tap.
I had such a bad feeling last night.
That's what happens when you eat Taco Bell at
I just didn't bother him after he said he was.
That's why you don't eat from the taco truck. There's a reason why they used to be called roach coaches. Okay. It's like
The WEF said I would like the bugs, I would eat them, and I'd be happy. How was I to know the difference?
Yeah, it just upset my stomach a little bit. I mean, I still feel it churning just ever so slightly. But yet I'm going to sit here for, 3 hours and I don't have to even use the bathroom because I am into this role right here.
You go
She
to your
doesn't ask
friend and
about
then
water. I mean, nothing.
Nothing.
he'll text me when he gets home, and then I didn't hear from him that night, which I thought was kind of weird.
Maybe he was done with your
But
ass.
then I thought, okay, well,
Man, you haven't
we'll
heard
text
from
you in
him
the
for a
morning,
lot
like,
of
maybe,
nights.
you just.
I mean, she's saying that he said he was going to text her whenever she got home. There's no proof of that except for her words. Oh, he said he was going to text me, but he never did. Oh, he said he was going to do this, but he never did. All that she's saying is, oh, he said, she said, we said, I said, and I said this, and I said this, and then all of a sudden this happened. And it's just like, you've created this fucking wild cockamamie story. Here, let me give you a perfect example. All right. I have a brother that was given up for adoption, and he wanted to reach out to his natural mother. We hooked up not too long ago. I want to reach out to her, and I said, okay, she's batshit crazy. I'm not going to tell you not to reach out to her. I was like, but don't get your expectations up too high. He was like, okay. So he talks with her and has what he thought was a pretty meaningful conversation. It was just like finding out a little bit of information, and he already knew some of it, but he didn't know all of it. And she came up with the story, the lie that she's been telling, his entire life, to everybody else about what supposedly happened. She was too afraid to say that, she got knocked up by a Mexican and, and gave him up for adoption because grandpapa wasn't going to take care of her anymore. And he said, done, you're out. I'm taking the kids and you can just go on your merry, happy little way. Well, so she gave up my brother for adoption. After she gave him up for adoption, she just went about her merry life and got married a year later. And therefore I am. And 3 other, siblings, and, until they finally said enough, and they tied it all up and said, you're done. Okay. Can't have any more. But he calls her up, has a conversation with her, and he says the first one went really good. And this is probably about 6 months later. And he calls me up a couple months later and goes, yeah, I'm not talking to her anymore. I'm sorry. I was like, what are you sorry for? He goes, that you had to live with that? Oh, what the fuck did she do? He said, well, it started out really weird because she kept saying, that I was making this up and who sent me and all this kind of stuff. And he was like, I've already sort of proven who I am. I'm your son. And I mean, what more do you need to know? And
The
she
FBI.
she lost her shit on him and said that she flew planes for the FBI, doing drug busts and moving drugs for drug busts and crap like that. My mother's never flown a plane in her fucking life. I don't even think she's ever been on a plane in her entire damn life, let alone flown one. And he's just, trust me, it got weird, crazy really quick. And he was just like, okay, I am done. I thought that I could reach out. We would have, a conversation, you get to know each other and see where you're at. And he was just like, you are clearly unstable and do not contact me ever.
Oh,
Like,
poor guy.
done.
He thought he was maybe going to meet someone that
gave a shit. No,
Yeah.
he met someone that was clearly unstable. And he calls up and he was just like, you must have had fucking hell on earth for a life. I was like, dude, it was just a normal fucking day. I go, whatever. I go, yours wasn't any peachy king either. Parents can be fucking pains in the asses, and that's how it goes. But this lady, she is making up so much shit because I hear the same crap that the old lady used to say.
Yeah, it's just not even, there's no emotion behind it. I mean, she'll have little bursts of emotion when she remembers to have them, but then it goes right back to sort of a flat affect, scroll, this is what we were doing. Have I told you about Zach? Zach did this. This was really weird. Zach's going to say that he doesn't remember any of this or he's not going to cooperate any of this. So don't be fooled because he's really smart and he's going to say that he didn't do any of this.
You're getting it too. Yes.
He'll text me in the morning or something. He's a guy and I've only known him for a couple months, so but then that morning I still didn't get a text and I'm like, what's going on? And then that afternoon I sent him a text.
So the last time you talked to him was what?
Was Saturday at midnight when I left. And he said, text me when you get home.
Okay. You texted him Saturday at midnight and he said, text me whenever you get home.
And I said, I texted him when I got home because at midnight because I got home about 1:09ish or 1.
So you didn't text him at midnight. You texted him at 1:09.
A little after 1. And because all the detours, everything was closed. And I'm like, the detour sucked, and I sent him that on Saturday, early Sunday morning, Saturday when I got home.
So early Sunday morning, late Saturday night. So she spoke to him on Saturday or texted him on Saturday. Doesn't mean that he got the text, just means that's when she texted him. Now, what's to say, just hear me out, what's to say that she got home after disposing of the body? And I'm just throwing this out there, and then texted him. What about the time that she left? What time did she leave? Or what time did she supposedly leave? What's to say that she wasn't there cleaning up, moving things around, doing all this other stuff, and has calling people up, getting them over there, hey, calling on his phone saying, hey, come help me out. I need to make it look like I'm having conversations. And then just, as soon as she gets home, she sends a text. Hey, I'm home. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Sorry, the detours are really taking me all this time. Dude sitting there that's got to get rid of the body or whatever and tosses the phone in the freezer, says, excellent, that works out perfect. And she'll have an alibi, but she has no alibi for the period of time from Saturday until this Sunday morning.
This just doesn't make any sense. Again, it doesn't. It's like playing a game of Clue and just going ahead and saying, you know what? Screw playing the game. It was Colonel Mustard with the, wrench because I said so. And I feel like it today. So That's what we're going to say all the clues add up to. And regardless of what's in there, we're just going to make whatever doesn't work with that, we'll just throw away or hide. Or we just won't look into because
why would we pay
work
attention
is hard.
to actual evidence? Fuck me.
And then Sunday, I sent him a meme and then he texted me, good morning.
What time is that?
Okay, he texted her so he's texted her the following morning, sent a meme. What time is this? All right, let's hear what time.
Why is still me?
Yeah, 1:25
Look, just a
a.m.
couple seconds. That looked like she was trying to not giggle.
Yes.
Look at her face. She looks like she's trying not to smile or giggle.
Yeah, she was laughing because the spelling.
Oh.
He was asking the spelling. She was like, like, I'm coy. So,
oh my gosh.
This is so weird. All right. Well, we'll go back just to that because it was so creepy.
Why is still me?
How do you spell meme? He asked her how you spell meme.
We're not sending our best.
This is why she's laughing.
Jesus.
Because it is pretty funny.
It is, but now I'm. Did you graduate after No Child Left Behind, sir? That's a joke I used. I say I graduated before No Child Left Behind, which is why I am the way I am. But, sir, you just make the joke heartbreaking, not funny.
Yep. Oh.
My God. Window looking in the police office. This one tastes like snozberries. I need to watch
25
Super
a.m.
Troopers
to
again.
Beachler suck, and that was on Sunday. And then I sent him.
Wait a second. She said D suck. I said D suck. And that was on Sunday at 1:25 a.m. Well, okay. So she got home. She said she got home at 1:09.
Yes.
Okay. So 1:09. Remember this. 1:09 she got home.
At 1:25 a.m. I said detours suck, and that was on Sunday.
Detours suck. Got it. Detours suck, and that was on Sunday. And
I sent him an email at like 10:30, and then he sent me back, good morning, Dave. That was at 10:54.
Okay, so 10:54 Sunday morning, he sent a message back. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean he sent it back. Anybody could have sent that message back.
Yeah,
Anybody that had his phone could have sent that message back.
And he was with the kids, and he's like, "We're just waking up." And I didn't.
So he was supposedly with his kids. Okay, was he with his kids? Did they confirm it? My question: did they confirm that the kids were there that Sunday? Don't know.
I mean, at this
say that
point,
name, but
I don't even know if Rosario existed ever. To be fair,
Yeah.
I mean, they've done nothing to corroborate anything. That's the problem, is that
That's very big. That's very true. I've felt that way pretty much throughout the whole thing too. Like, I just don't buy her story, and it seems like they're just buying it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah,
Oh, she's
it just, you would think that to be a detective, you would have to be a genuinely curious person,
Yes.
or at least pretend to be,
at least slightly interested in. Well,
I
no,
mean,
he's right. He's
because
writing his novel right now.
this is why you should have two people in there. One person should be typing, and the other person should be saying, "Okay, wait a minute, what? Wait, go back."
Well,
How
police
did you?
stations are understaffed right now, and of course they don't have any good police in there, so they're severely understaffed with
Yeah.
with the bottom of the barrel, because who would want to be a police officer in 2020 whenever your cities are burning down in Waukesha?
Well, that is true. Never mind.
Just saying.
and he was with the kids, and he's like, "We're just waking up." And I didn't say that name, but and then
She didn't stay that night, so she didn't stay that Sunday night.
But I just said I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Thanks for inviting me. He said it was nice to wishes his daughter open up with you. So we just had some conversation that Sunday afternoon a little bit, and then at like.
What was the conversation about? I mean, this is the question I'd be asking. So what was the conversation that you had?
Yeah, what were you talking? Why didn't you stay the night? If you were going to not get home until 1 p.m., why not just stay the night? Why did you have to go home? Was it that, baby mamas didn't like, you being over there? Was it that there were, other business associates? Yeah, Julio, I think exactly. I think if you'd had a no-nonsense, tough woman who would have said, "Yeah, I've heard you cry a lot. I've yet to see a tear come out. So we want to start this again." someone who's at the Lethal Weapon 3 level of Danny Glover doneness. Not the Lethal Weapon 4, why the fuck is Chris Rock in my movie?
Yeah.
Not quite there, but at least level 3.
Yeah.
I need to make a graphic of that
1:30
someday.
or like 2:00. I said, "Amy, are you okay?" Because I felt bad because I thought, well, maybe she.
Okay. So 1:30 or 2:00. We just had some conversation that Sunday afternoon a little bit, and then
At like 1:30 or like 2:00. I said, "Amy, are you okay?" Because I felt bad because
this is so disjointed. Why would you feel bad? Okay. So she gets home 1:30 or 1:00. She sends him a message at 1:30.
Yeah.
Said detours really suck, blah, blah, blah. They have that,
Yeah.
whatever. Good night, good night, good night. See you. Bye. So she texts him at 10:30 the next day. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, she got 9 hours of sleep. I guess you got to sleep off that fucking cocaine. So she gets her 9 hours of sleep. She wakes up and she immediately sends a message. Had a great time last night. Thanks. Blah, blah, blah. And it was great meeting the kids, blah, blah, blah. And then they're texting all afternoon is what she said. Texting all afternoon. Okay. So you're texting all afternoon. And then 1:30 or 2. So it wasn't all afternoon. It was all morning you were texting. Which one was it? All afternoon or all morning? Because, 12 is afternoon. And then all of a sudden she says at 1:30 or 2, she says, I said, "Are you okay? Because I feel bad." What was this conversation that you were having? I'm so confused here. This makes no sense.
So I can sort of understand if a lot of the times if I'm just sort of editing, let's say, a story or how I want to tell something in the most entertaining way, a lot of times it will come out like this because I sort of have nebulas of thought where things, ADHD, they kind of spaghetti nebula universe. They don't have a train of thought.
Okay.
They're sort of like, oh, I know this and this and this and this. She just sounds like she either cannot focus on one thing because none of this is relevant, or she is trying very, very hard not to focus on what she knows.
Yes.
So let's say she did see something traumatic. Ask how I know.
Well, Bean, if you have not subbed to Mo in the Deep End, she has lots of these. There's a reason why I call this Whiz and Wit, because she is witty. She's witty.
try.
So she has got like things in that mind that are locked away, that whenever she releases them, it's like releasing a kraken.
Sometimes. So
Good to see you, Lefty.
Mozadam. No, look, if we're gonna, no, God, no. Look, Vince McMahon might have killed my romance novel addiction today. Just blech. It's just all 50 Shades of Nerp.
Oh my God.
Pass. Oh my God. Just all of the no.
Oh, come on.
But
you love it.
If, say she saw something and let's say deep down somewhere very, very buried deep is someone who is actually able to have human emotion, and she saw something really bad. Sometimes your brain goes into what I call grasshopper on speed mode. So you will hop to thing to thing to thing to thing, so you don't have to think about that thing. So she might be,
maybe,
as loath as I am to give her any grace, because it's much more Steve Gosney of me than Jesus flipping tables, which is usually where my brand of Christianity is.
Yes.
Any hoozle. She could be dealing with having seen whatever went down or been a part of allegedly in wild speculation land, not wanting to focus on that. So she is doing everything to avoid this. Now, in the read or the peace technique, if you're from, the UK, this is where any good police officer would not be letting her avoid the situation. Now, unfortunately, we have Secretary Kravitz over here booking her flight to Detroit with a layover in Houston and the non-chicken meal. Oh my God. And asking no questions.
I thought, well, maybe he wanted to.
Sorry, I was hit the wrong thing. I meant to hit this. Sorry about that. Julio, I don't like behavioral analysts. Okay. And I will explain why I don't like behavioral analysts, because if they don't have a baseline, you don't know how their reactions are, what is true and what is not by their reactions. And there's no way they could possibly have a baseline. So I don't trust the YouTube behavioral panelists because they're doing a 50-50 shot. I have a better chance of hitting it on the mark than those guys do. Just saying. They don't have a baseline for what they know how she acts whenever she's lying as compared to when she's telling the truth.
Yeah.
So you can't trust these guys. And I'm sorry, I'm sure it's entertaining, but I just don't trust them. That's just me.
Well, yeah, what they would have to have done is been the interviewer, established a rapport with her, get her talking about something like, hey, your name is whatchamacallit, you're not a hoe, you've totally been dating this dude and you're not doing blow. Okay, awesome. Right. Good to know you. Get her talking about how she's not washed her hair or something, and then go with that, and then slowly transition to even talking about the situation to try to get where she's nervous. I mean, right now they're not invading her personal space. They're not doing anything that is even, again, for the first, I just watch Silence of the Lambs and watch way too much true crime, but are you telling me that the first person at an alleged crime scene and or, really terrible tomato cutting accident
lets her go home? She lets her go home. The first person to find the body, they let them go.
I guess this is not legal advice, but apparently Waukesha is where the next purge is going to be. The hell, dude? Don't jaywalk in Waukesha, because, if you cross state lines to jaywalk here, you're going to be here for 30 years. But apparently, other things, well, no one told us to look for evidence, Earl. Well, Cletus, we don't even have a CSI team to begin with. Guess we'll get some of this here red stuff. Earl, that is ketchup. Oh.
I love you, Mo. You're so awesome.
Yes. There are moments.
It's almost bad as the Kathy Rialto case where they brought this evidence back to the crime scene.
They just let the body stay there until the arm just. I mean, no offense to the.
No, seriously, woman, that's what
but
they
still,
did.
The rigor mortis. Is she in rigor? Well, she's still a little jiggly, Your Honorness. God, it's just I mean,
no.
We need to get in touch with David and Nicholas because I need a class action effing lawsuit because. I don't know how many times I felt reassured by Robert Stack and his lovely velvet voice on Forensic Files that these assholes knew what they were doing. And then I grow up in real life and these assholes have no idea what the hell they're doing. And I'm like, the world doesn't make sense. If FBI and Forensic Files don't make sense, the ancient alien guy is probably telling the truth.
Yeah, he's probably closer to the mark. Oh, God.
Me to stay And I just kind of felt like it was the first.
Sunday,
This was on 2:00 on Sunday. Yeah.
2 p.m. Sunday.
Yeah.
You quit texting back.
No. I texted him at
You
2.
texted
Like we were
somebody.
texting back and forth in the afternoon on Sunday. But I was just checking in with him. I'm like, this is our last conversation though. Was 1:52. I just texted him and said, hey, are you okay? Because like I said, I thought maybe he was like kind of mad that I didn't stay overnight and that I didn't want him to.
Make it stop. The stupidity.
Shizzy, we could have watched Edgecombe and the, could you repeat that? I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you to repeat that.
Okay, my head just wanted to explode right there. Okay.
Okay. So wait. I'm pretty sure, given and I speak as a well-nourished and slightly out of shape American, but the physical shape of both of these two, they could have knocked out whatever night activities they needed to in that 9 till, 12. I mean, those 5 minutes were taken care of. Okay.
Hold on. Okay, you ready to go again? Well, hold on. You ready to go again? Yeah, hold on. No, they were
Okay. Okay, 4 minutes 5 times. Doesn't matter. Still under 30 minutes, and she could still get home before 2:00 in the morning.
Well, it was before 2. It just it just makes me my head wants to explode. Like, oh, we were talking all afternoon, but the last time that I texted him was 2:00 in the afternoon. Sweetheart, everything from noon till 1:00 in the morning, till midnight the next time is afternoon. Okay. Oh, that's a whole big span. So what was it? Evening? No, it was all afternoon. Well, okay. So evening, I would say 6:00. You stopped texting him. No, you were still texting him, but then you're panicking, texting him. Okay. I'm so confused by what she has to say. It's like makes me want to just like
whiteboard of truth. And I'm like, okay, what time?
And how did she know it was him that she was texting?
Okay, no. You know what? We wouldn't need a whiteboard of truth because we wouldn't have gotten this far if it was Detective Mo. I'd be like, okay, so did you go into the house? Okay, well, we're going to need to get all your fingerprints and we're going to need to download your phone. Now, we can either do that by you giving me your phone or we can get a warrant for that. Now, were you aware of him being in contact with any other women? Are you aware
Any
of
other
him?
men?
Any other
men?
people? Any illicit?
Was he doing any
behaviors?
drugs? Was he dealing any drugs?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. Tell me what you know, Sadie. You're the first person here. You have to know something. You know something. I can see it in your eyes.
You're the first person. Oh my God!
Come on. You need to tell me. You need to tell me because for you, this is going to be your only chance because people are going to see this interview in the courtroom. And, are they going to see a person who made a mistake or are they going to see a cold-hearted monster? I mean, it's up to you. I have no problem with this.
I've got something. Look at this. Jude Curio, member for 2 months. Woo-hoo. I'm telling you, that's awesome. Thank you, Jude.
That was actual footage of the youngest, most feral in utero. I swear to God, that's what he was doing the entire time.
Just stop.
You're like, I was like, what the hell? What is wrong with you?
I'm just trying to make sure I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
So Sadie is confusing me. It just makes my head explode. It wants to explode.
This is
So,
how
like,
she
so
wears
it's just
people
like,
down.
okay, checking in, that was at 152.
Yep.
Yep. And then he said, yeah, I'm good. Why you ask?
Why
And
are
I
you
said, I'm
going
just checking in
backwards
today.
in
And he
time? We were
said,
talking
that's
about 2
twice
o'clock
now
and
that
now it's
you
1:52.
Yeah, she's got like she's checking all this stuff on her phone. It's like, why don't you just give me the fucking phone and I'll read it and then I'll ask you questions. How's that?
That's I would just be
Stop. Just stop.
just
Because I don't need you. I'm going to ask you questions according to your text here. How's that sound?
I would go full Joy Reid. I'm interviewing you. Let's get this straight. This is called the Joy
He's
Reid.
like, are you having second
Yes, exactly.
thoughts? Because there was another time I checked in with him and he was like, oh yeah, I'm just, a little worried about you. He's like, how did you know? And I said, I don't know, like, you just tell him if you were quiet or whatever.
Now
He's
she's
like,
a
yeah.
psychic or a psycho. I mean, depending on your
Psychic,
schooling.
I guarantee. Psychic. Cool.
Like, I'm just worried about
Psychic like a Tyco car.
you, and that was like a while ago. So this was what he was referring to. That's twice now that I asked him. And then I said, no, I was actually thinking about us a lot today. And he's like, what about us? And that was at 2. And so this is all like around the 2 back and forth. And then my last text with him was, he said, what about us? And I said, just that I think we could have a lot of fun, all of us. And I think our kids would get along great. And I think that I want you to be my person for a while. And then he said, loved that whole thing. And then I said, I think it's going to be challenging, of course, but I think we could survive, I hope anyway. And he said, it will be challenging, but as long as we communicate, stay honest, we will be fine. And then that was like 2:30. And then 4:46, he texted me and said, this rain is crazy.
So perfect. And that's
know,
why he left town. Hey, young, how's it going?
He's like, look, she's never gonna accept that I don't want to see her anymore. I'm gonna have to fake my own death.
She's never gonna leave me alone. I gotta go.
I mean,
hey, Fido, come here, Fido. Sorry, that's so bad.
He's like, anyone have any ketchup around? It's not like they have CSI around here. Just barbecue sauce.
There's this thing I saw today and it is so God blessed funny. Whenever I saw it, I was like, I have got to share this with somebody. Hold on.
You don't have to censor. I'm like the world's worst Christian. Steve Gosney is the world's best Christian. I am like the dumpster puppy of Christians, so you're good with me.
I've got to share this because it's so I might have to mute it. Yeah, I'll mute it because there might be music that I can't have. So, pup. See pup.
Aww.
And he says, my dog bit my wife today, so I had to put her down. I had to share that with somebody. I'm sorry. I'm so bad.
Oh, no, you're fine because, like I said, Fry was just so proud of himself for getting on my bed and eating my steak.
Yes.
He's like, I did it.
I took care of it for you. You don't have to worry about it anymore. It was gonna attack you.
He was like, it was very good. And also, yeah, ew. I don't think I've ever said that to my husband.
Oh, that guy left town in a hefty bag. It just wasn't. Pets first. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Gosh.
I saw that and I was like, oh, that's so adorable.
Yeah. Oh wait, I got these I don't know if you saw the patches. So now I have to buy all of them basically, but the suffering continues and seems to be getting worse.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so have the day you deserve.
Nice.
All for trial portrait. I love this one. Get off your high horse. Always great.
Yes.
And unfortunately, brutally self-aware.
Brutally self-aware.
Because,
Love it.
well, I was supposed to be able to open them, on my channel, but my youngest, most feral, was like, "Mom, you got a package," and they're like furry stickers. And I'm like, "You mean they're my patches that you weren't supposed to?" Oh, I was just checking for you. I was like,
Thanks.
or you were opening stuff that you weren't supposed to. He's like, two things can be true at the same time. I was like, you cannot use my words against me, Charlie.
Maybe
That
the
doesn't.
two women colluded. There is always that possibility. But if the police would have done their investigation, we would know. They ran into each other outside, realizing he was playing them both. We don't know because the police didn't do investigation things.
And that's the sad thing. As much as we joke around, I mean, there is a mom out there is a family out there and kids out there that, don't know what happened to the significant person in their life. And because the police didn't do their job and whatever happened at the prosecutor's office, because of this, they are never going to get the justice, or probably never going to get the justice they deserve. And that's really, really sad.
Yes. The Haley Wolf says, it's okay, Mo. That's just one of his hand jobs.
True. True. He's like,
Haley Wolf, considering the side piece wasn't investigated and was there the night he allegedly was deleted. Yeah, this is where it's, Julio, the lack of just even ruling out people in this case is absolutely insane. Yes. And that's my point with all of this. It's just like, why, and I saw something fishy whenever I was watching the trial, which is completely not even part of this. I mean, it's part of the same trial, but had I seen this before I saw the trial, there is no damn way that I would have even considered or even thought that they had a case against him. Like I wouldn't have needed the trial to see that. And that they didn't, there's just tells you something's wrong with these people.
And I do wonder if anyone would be emotionally or intellectually honest enough to watch this interview or whatever this is and really acknowledge that there are some very deep issues with this investigation, as far as all of the procedural issues, the lack of concrete, even circumstantial evidence. I mean, people can say a circumstantial case, but circumstances, when you start watching trials, that actually means it's a pretty good case because they have all of these little pieces of evidence that form a puzzle and, make a complete picture. But I do wonder if some of these people would actually be honest enough to watch this interview, knowing that she was the first person on the scene. She is the person that called the cops, and they have asked her no questions.
Right.
None whatsoever. They have simply taken an interview. I mean,
they didn't interview as a suspect. They interviewed her as a witness. That's how they interviewed her. Big difference.
But even as a witness, you are still the first person there.
Right.
They still need to eliminate you.
Right. Well, too bad they didn't eliminate her. Would have saved a lot of court trial, a lot of taxpayer money if they would have actually eliminated her. Just saying, if they would have eliminated her, it would have saved a whole lot of expense. But if they didn't do that, because then now here's the thing: if they can get an appeal and the appeal goes through and all of that shit happens, they basically say there was lacking any sort of evidence that this even could have possibly happened, and how in the hell did you prosecute this guy? And they release him. Now who are they going to go after? They can't try him again.
No.
So what are they going to do? They're going to open up the investigation again. They've already screwed it up so far so bad, plus ruined a man's life on top of it. Just
Yeah,
it's mind-boggling. I have a question. What right do we have to tell other countries whether they should be at war or not? And question 2, free speech. When do your rights end and mine begin? No, it's off topic, but it makes sense. What right do we have to tell other countries? Because if there's certain alliances and treaties that have been signed, that's what gives us the right to do that, along with every other person is part of that alliance. Makes sense. So if you have a treaty, an agreement with another country, then there's international laws that fall into those kind of places, and you're supposed to follow those, unlike they do in Mexico, where they're supposed to be like taking in all of the asylum people that are trying to cross the border. We won't get into that. Now, what was the second part of your question? It's off topic. Sorry. Free speech. When do your rights end and mine begin? No, there are free speech as constant free speech. There is no such thing as no free speech. It's free speech.
So basically, it would be like, basically you have a right to say whatever you want, but the free speech is against the government. That's all free speech is guaranteeing. Not like you can go up and tell someone all sorts of colorful things and not expect to get maybe hands thrown.
Because then it becomes an instigation. You're instigating a fight. And you can say, oh well, no, I have free speech. It's like, oh yeah, you have free speech, but at the point where it becomes that you're attacking somebody, even speech you can be attacking somebody with, or instigating. Here's the thing: if I walk up to Mo and I start calling her all these horrible names, go ahead, hit me. Go ahead, hit me. Go ahead, hit me. I'm inviting her to commit an action. So I instigated that. And at that point, whenever she pulls out a baseball bat and clubs me to death, well, you know what? She had every right to do that because I asked her to.
Not sure Gravely's going to see it my way, but it is Waukesha, and I may be able to pull that one off. Do you have a rug? Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend.
Where's your freezer at? Is it over there where I can put
Just
your phone?
Question. Do you have one of those diffuser things? I'm going to need you to have a whole big one, okay?
Well, no, that's something that's not criminal because that would be civil. Defamation is civil. It's not criminal. You can't go to jail for defaming somebody. You can be fined, but that's a civil action. So there's big differences that people tend to forget the difference between civil and criminal. There's two different things. Me having a disagreement with Mo over whose kids are whose, that's a civil action. Me going and like hurting her kitten or fry, that becomes criminal.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Well, and the thing about any country can have a say in another country going to war. That's why we made the UN. Now, whether that country tells the other country, unless they are in a treaty agreement, to pound sand, as certain countries in Mesopotamia are doing right now, is completely up to them. Now, if you're commenting more on should America be Team World Police, absolutely effing no, we shouldn't. And if, I swear to God, the Indiana senators vote for this redonkulous bill, I will make it my life's mission to vote them all out.
Yes, please.
So yes, we are, contractually obligated to help NATO because We
Yes, but you
signed
also
into
have
the
to
agreement.
understand that Ukraine is not part of NATO.
No, no. Look, it's an unpopular opinion, but I care no shits about Ukraine.
None.
Look, I don't know anyone from Ukraine. I'm sure the Ukrainian people are
I've known a
lovely.
few people from Ukraine.
Lovely.
Yes.
I don't want my tax money to the tune of 60 bajillion, gajillion, fajillion
No,
dollars.
that was just a portion of it. The 60
no.
billion or 60 billion was for a little portion of it. There was another 10 billion on top of that for humanitarian aid, and there was another like 2.33 billion for other incidentals. And that's just the newest one. That doesn't include all the old stuff that we've already sent them. So that's just the one coming up. And the only way that they're going to sign it is if they sign the to keep illegals from crossing the border and sending their sorry asses back to whence they came from, is that if they sign this bill, that we'll send more than half of that bill to Ukraine.
Okay.
So that's where I have issues. It's just like
I did not also see any part of that bill that I heard that we were getting moats with alligators, possible electrified.
No. What that bill, and I went over that this morning.
Oh, I've read
that
it.
That bill is so horrible. It's so horrible because all that they're going to use the money for is so they can hire more people to process the immigrants.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. God bless Tex America, the new land that I love.
Yes. I'm thinking, there is a reason why 50 cals are anti-personnel also. Just saying, 50 cals do make great anti-personnel.
God bless his heart. He thought he was coming out with a real zinger like Senator Smith when he dunked on AOC with the Hoth thing. He thought he was going to come out and be a meme lord. And he's like, and all the Republicans are like,
really?
Talk smexy to me more, sir.
Yeah.
President Trump is like, I heard you had some great ideas. We'd like to sign you onto our team.
Exactly.
He's like, it was a joke. He's like, no, you had great ideas. We'd like to add lasers to the alligators, though. How about that? Can you draw a picture of that?
I'm thinking, and who was it? Somebody said this in chat today. I think it was LB said what we need is electrified fences. 2, you have one on this side, you have one on this side, and then you put a minefield in the middle of it, sort of like they do in Guantanamo Bay.
Call me nuts, call me crazy, but it seems like, and if you guys haven't, there is actually a really good video, and you wouldn't think that he would go into he has really good reasoned videos, but Razor Fist has a really good video.
Awesome.
About why we should build the wall, because Mexico and these other Southern American countries, they are allowed to be corrupt because they know that their people will never rise up against them, because they have this pressure valve that they can send their dissidents, their people that will make their countries better, that will fight against these horrible, socialist, ridiculous, terrible, corrupt governments and these cartels. They can just flee.
But see, I have a better idea. I think that our border is too long. That I think if we push far enough into Mexico and push it far enough back that we could get it all the way down to that little strip called somewhere around Panama. You could just put a wall up there. It's a shorter area. Instead of all these thousands of miles, it's just hundreds of miles. Narrow it down to just hundreds of miles.
All right. I see you that. I say we let Mexico repatriate California.
all the way up to Canada and then just build a wall on that side.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
Like they can go all
I
the way up
kinda
through
wanna keep
Seattle, San
Washington, though.
Francisco. Oh, Washington, that's fine. There's just a few trees there. They won't even make it
But
that far anyway.
Bigfoot might be there.
Well,
We
he'll
get
make a
them.
great meal. We'll have Bigfoot Tostitos.
Gavin Newsom can rule over New Mexifornia. It'll be
New
great.
Mexifornia. Yes. New Mexiwashifornia.
Yeah.
Washington, Mexifornia. Waka, 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 waka.
Oh, God.
That was like 2:30. And then 4:46,
How-
he texted me and said,
How many things
this
happen
rain
at
is
2?
crazy. It's like Mother
Rain is
Nature
crazy.
telling Wisconsin you don't know how to act with warm weather and virus. And I texted back to him, I said, it is, laugh out loud. And they said, and then that was at like 4:52.
What do you mean get through this interview? What? Y'all are never going to get through this interview? What
You
are
act
you
like we
worried
had
about?
a destination. It's the journey, Jung. We're
Young.
doing therapy.
Young. This is us. This is how we handle like idiocies. I mean, if you don't pick it apart and you just sit there and watch it and go, it's so freaking boring.
Honestly, we've been between 2 and 5 o'clock so many times. I don't understand why we keep going back to 2, unless 2 is when something happened.
Or 5 o'clock. Maybe that's when she got the message. I don't know, but it's all on her phone in her hand.
That you could snatch. But
He
no.
called me at about 8:30.
8:30. Okay. Sunday.
And
8:30.
he called my phone and I missed the call. And I texted him and I said, hi, hon. I said, getting the boys out of the tub. I'll call you back in a little bit.
Okay, so she's got the kids with her. She gets them out of the tub.
Mhm.
She gets a call at 8:30 and says, hi, hon, I'll call you back. But a minute ago, she was like so worried. Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me?
And then he texted me back at, a minute later and said, okay, no worries. I just got going over to Mike's for a little bit. And I don't know Mike.
Do you have a last name? Who's a Mike? It's almost like, huh.
Who's Mike? Who's Mike?
It seemed like you would ask a question.
So is
Officer
there an
type.
interview with Mike? That's what I'm curious. Was there an interview with Mike? Or did they just show up? Hey, you know Julio? And he's like, yeah, I know Rosalio. Well, Jose, he was saying, she was saying, that you might know him. What? Who's this Mike? Oh, no, that's a different Mike. I'm Mike Jones. That you're looking for Mike Sampson. Who? There was nothing. There was nothing. A break is always needed for shitty shades. Shady.
What in the actual?
Well, it depends. Maybe Mike was the one he owed money to. Maybe Mike is his dealer. Maybe Mike is the one that's, that he's like having a little side piece with. Maybe that's how he's making his money, is by going down on Big Mike. I don't know. It's not very clear because she doesn't know who Mike is.
Yeah,
Why isn't she pointing the finger at Mike? Why is she pointing the finger at Zach?
because
What
she
about
has
this
nothing
Mike
to
guy?
gain from that.
Well, come on, Mike. I mean, Mike might have been like Julio's other lover. His secret lover under the covers.
Just as soon as the friend was. And I said, okay, cool.
Just a CU friend. Oh, I've got something for that. I really actually have something for that.
What in the actual? Okay, I don't.
Obama is about. Yes, that could be Mike. It could be Mike. It could be Big Mike. That's what happened. Well, you know, we
He
get
got Arkansided.
we got Arkansided.
He was like, "No, Miss Clinton, I didn't touch your hard drive."
Well, you know that Hillary Clinton had a date with Jeffrey Epstein, right?
She was never that young.
No, she had a date with him. She left him hanging.
I said, well, then maybe text me or bring me when you leave there or something. And then at 8:36, he texted me back, oh,
So 8:36, he's going to meet Mike. Bring me dinner or something. 8:36, he texts her back.
okay. I mean, I guess normally you would say, okay, but
What the fuck did he text her back? I've listened to her story all the way up to this point. Okay, 8:30, 8:36, he texts her back, and then okay. He normally says, okay, babe. What did he text her back? What the? Okay, I'm fucking confused. Let's listen to this. We won't interrupt. We won't interrupt until after she says, okay, babe, because I'm confused now. The big hesitation of he texts me back and I guess I shouldn't
because
read that
she's
out.
reading a big old blocko text, probably like, "Hey, look, I don't know what we're probably not in a relationship thing. I don't know what you're thinking. Please stop texting me all the time.
You crazy.
Please, I've tried to change my number 4 times.
And you still find it out.
You showed up at my house twice. Oh my God, that would be the M. Night Shyamalama of this entire thing. She was stalking Rosario. You know, it's like, please, I have changed my phone. I
had to make it look like I deleted myself just to get away from her. No, that was actually my blood. Yes, it was my blood. I saved it up for like 2 months whenever I first met her. I knew that she was going to be crazy. I had to make it look like I...
Like she said I was her person. She started showing me wedding invitations. I was like, bitch, we have not even gone to Waffle House at 3 a.m.
know anything about you.
It's just like, I don't even know you like that.
Exactly. That's it. She was like, I don't know, Mike, but they're so serious in the relationship. Just never met anyone he knows. Of course, did we actually see these texts in the trial since the victim's correspondence? I can't remember. I really need to do another. I need to do a trial watch, and I need to do it like on one of those kind of like really long ones where I don't have anybody else on and I can just freaking rant and rave and fast forward through bullshit. Because, but I've got another one I'm doing before that with the well, maybe with the expert. We'll see. I just want to crush her. Okay, so we're going to play this through because 8:30. Okay.
There or something. And then at 8:36, he texted me back, okay. I mean, I guess normally you would say, okay, babe, but...
What? Come on.
Laugh out loud. It's like Mother Nature telling Wisconsin you don't know how to act with warm weather and virus. And I text back to him, I said, it is. Laugh out loud. And I said, and then that was at like 4:52. He called me at about 8:30.
3 hours later.
And he called my phone and I missed the call. And I texted him and I said, hi, hon. I said, getting the boys out of the tub. I'll call you back in a little bit. And then he texted me back at, a minute later and said, okay, no worries. I just got going over to Mike's for a little bit. And
okay, going over to Mike's for a little bit. Got that. Okay.
I don't know Mike. I just assume he's a friend of his. And I said, okay, cool. I said, well, then maybe text me or bring me when you leave there or something. And
Maybe
then at
we-
8:36, he texted Jack, okay.
8:36. Okay. Okay. 36.
I mean, I guess normally you would say okay, babe, but.
Okay, he just said okay.
Um,
That makes sense now. Okay.
and Monday, I text him at,
So 8:36 that night. There's a big fucking gap in here that they're not asking her about. Okay, 8:36 at night.
Yeah, but he's not asked her anything. I mean, other than
I'm
like,
just gonna-
oh,
So she's already skipped over to Monday. So this is the conversation bullshit that they were having on Sunday. They were texting back and forth all afternoon, blah, 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 blah. 4:30, 2:30, 1:30, 1:28, 1:52, what the fuck ever. It doesn't matter. 8:36. Okay. And then he says, oh, maybe we'll do some dinner. He says, okay. And then what happened after 8:30? Did you call him back? Did you go over and have dinner? Did you go over and clean his nutsack? I mean, I don't know what you did.
yeah, I mean, if you had just maybe, now let's assume you are in an adult relationship with it, which this is not, but
I'm
you
not
have,
an adult, so I don't know. anything
well,
about
okay,
this.
let's pretend you're pretending you're in an adult relationship
Okay.
and you had just told this person, I really like you. Maybe once you got the kids to sleep, maybe you would start talking on the phone and you would just talk about your day. Now she does none of this.
No.
She doesn't even
none.
talk about how, like, okay, so then because how I would base my day would be my kids. So I'd be like, yeah, so generally he would text back, but, then I kind of got busy with the kids and
Okay.
the house kind of quieted down maybe about 9 o'clock. And I kind of looked at my phone and there was nothing there, but, I'm tired. I just dealt with, twin boys trying to get them in a bath. So I'm going to go to bed. We're adults. I don't have to FaceTime to sleep with him,
Right.
Yeah,
but she's not adding any of that information in. It's just there's there's such a disconnect to it because like you said, an adult kind of thing. So, and I'll use this as an example. My wife goes out of town and she does conference, and so what she'll do is she'll send me a text whenever she gets there. We might talk as she's getting ready for if she's going to be going out that night because it's a conference and she's going to be meeting people. Meanwhile, I'm sitting at home watching the dogs. My wife likes to call it a sausage party because they're all male dogs. She's like, "Oh, you're having a sausage party?" I was like, "Yeah, that's us. We get the strippers in here, hoo ha." So she's like, we'll talk while she's getting ready, and she goes, "Okay, well, that this dinner should be done probably about 9-10 o'clock, whatever the time it is." She goes, so just make sure you have your phone around because it's a little might be a little sketchy, and I don't like walking by myself. At least I know you're there and I can talk with somebody, and it gives me comfort. And so what I do is I make sure that I'm available at that period of time, whatever. And then she gets back and she's like, "All right, I'm going to bed." I mean, I can walk you through the sequence. I couldn't tell you the exact conversation that we had, but I could at least walk you through a little bit of the sequence of what happened that night. She's not able to do that. Like it just goes from 8:30. He said, we'll talk later. And then, he said, okay.
Well,
and then Monday.
And if you're trying to paint Zach as an out of control, overbearing ex that is not willing to let you go, this is where you should be peppering in. And, I mean, all throughout this time, Zach keeps asking me, "Hey, are you hanging out with this?" I mean, I'm getting, constant texts from him, even though I'm trying to do stuff with the kids, he's constantly texting. You can look at my phone. I give you permission to look at my phone, but he's constantly texting. He's making comments about, I need to be a better mom and not go run around with people, I'm feeling kind of eerie. Things are moved around in my house. Things just don't feel right. I've started buying locks. I've had the, locksmith change my front door locks. I've had, I was getting ready to text, or, I text Rosario, since he's now my guy, to, change my locks or add those, broomsticks to my sliding door. Something doesn't feel right. And we were talking about that too, interspersed with him still texting me all the time. Again, she has made, when you have lived that, there is such a pervasive feeling of you have no peace, because you constantly have to
You're looking over your
account
shoulder.
and report for your actions and why you did something, and where you were, and all of that other stuff, that you live with these constant tickers in your head, like I was here this and I was that and that you almost, it becomes second nature to just add those things into your conversation without realizing it. Like, I would do it for a couple of years. Like, yeah, I went to the grocery store, I spent about 15 minutes there, and then I would drive home. And it wasn't until someone pointed out, "Why are you telling me where you were going?" I was like, "No, okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of get it."
You pick it out on yourself.
Yeah, but it really becomes kind of ingrained to you. Like, you know how to go along with the flow if you are in a person, and not all controlling behavior is the same, but it follows a generalized pattern. And she is just, ugh.
Yes. That is
She is
absolutely
like
it.
Jennifer Faith down in Texas, trying to say that scores of men were paying money to go. Look, never has a human being more resembled Grimace.
Yeah.
Ew. So,
Oof.
no. Buzz, your girlfriend. Oof.
She's so freaking creepy. And yes, you did hear that. There's always strippers at my house whenever the wife's out of town. Constantly. It's just never ending amount of strippers. I have a stripper pole set up especially for them that I have
Only
to hide
wolf.
whenever the wife is out of town. I hide it up in the attic so she can never find it. It just goes up there, That's
The
all.
disco ball.
Yeah, disco ball, it's so dirty. So dirty. Yeah. My dogs would probably bite a stripper if they came in here. Be like, you stank.
12, 11, because like I said, I thought, I worked and did my thing that morning and just thought, okay, maybe you got up early to do this on the job site. She'll text me like at time's lunch. And I said, hey, it's another rainy day. Hope your day is going well. And then I didn't hear anything. And then at 2:30, I texted him kind of a goofy face. And then I didn't hear anything. And then 5:30, I said, babe, is everything okay? I haven't heard from you all day. Just let me know you're okay. And then at 8:30, I said, now I'm worried.
Okay.
Okay,
I get that.
I get why I jump to Mr. Mo is immediately deceased, when he's late.
Yeah.
But why is this bitch jumping to that? I mean, does she have a long line of dead exes too? Because
I don't know. There's a possibility. Well, she has one.
Well,
We'll see how number 2 goes.
they don't start looking until you're at 3. I've heard.
Possibly. Well, I don't know. I've only had like hundreds of exes, but they've all managed to stay alive. So as far as I know, I don't know. Because usually when I'm done with an ex, I'm like done. Like, see you, bye. Like, have a wonderful life, and I hope the door hits you on the way out, because I don't care anymore. And that's usually how it works with me and exes. I just don't care. It's like, okay, I'm moving on with my life.
Yeah.
No ex-wives, of course, but I've only been married once so far.
Nothing parties like a starter marriage.
Yeah, I just dated a lot. I say dated loosely, but yeah, I just dated a lot in my younger days. Maybe.
And I still haven't heard, but I called him in between here, and like actually called his phone, and it went straight to voicemail. And I'm like, okay, that's weird.
No, it's not.
And then I even tried calling like on Messenger because it won't coffee that way. I
It
mean,
won't coffee or cost. Maybe was he out of minutes?
It's
is
a little
what she's
costly.
assuming?
So she was calling him like on Messenger, like a WhatsApp
Oh.
messenger or Facebook
Oh, okay.
messenger, or like you could do on Discord. Like I call you on Discord, that kind of stuff. Okay.
She was Sarah Booning him. Jesus. No wonder
That's-
this dude is running.
That's what makes me a little concerned with it, because they're not checking those messages that she's doing on the side. They're not checking those messages. And so the last communication that she had with him was on 8:30 Sunday night.
No, didn't he text her saying it was rainy and
He texted her that evening at 6:30.
Oh.
And then at 8:30, 8:36 was the last time, according to her, that she texted him back, or that they texted each other. That was the last communication that they had together.
You know, it could now I don't know why this doesn't cross her pea brain, but there are days I just don't effing feel like talking to people. So, you know, there could be days that he just doesn't want to pick up the phone. Introverts unite. But, you know, it could possibly be that you are wearing his ass out with your constant talking. And he is just like, I would like you to stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm because I've been sitting here like keeping track of this, and it was 8:30.
Shizzy, as a mom, look, you're for all intents and purposes, she is a single mother. Okay, now at this point, when she, you know, does she have the children the night that she decides to haul ass and go make sure that this guy is okay? Or does she drop her kids off with a guy that she is going to pin this murder on?
Well, we haven't got there yet. Let's find out. Or maybe she has Debbie come over and watch the kids.
So you are objectively and completely disregarding your children to go run after a dude who could care less about you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This is how the hoes roll.
Oh my God, I hate people.
Mm-hmm.
No answer, nothing. And then this morning at 7:30, I just woke up and I just said, "Babe, what's going on?" And I had it in my head that I didn't hear from him. I was just going to go to his house. Like I would do to anybody just to go check on them. And just, and then I'm like, well, is he ghosting me? Like, right. Like, I
love how that's completely just like.
Is that an option?
Ma'am, if it was, I would have done it years ago.
My husband takes 5 minutes longer than usual to get home from work. I instantly call him. No. Here's the thing. If I'm like, we had a bad snowstorm. Whenever I say bad snowstorm in Georgia, it was like 2 inches of snow. I called my wife and said, yeah, they're finally letting us out at 2:00, and it looks like absolute ass out here. I was telling them at noon that we need to be bailing out, and they're idiots and they don't listen because they've never experienced snow. someone that grew up in snow knows what, whenever you see those big fluffy flakes coming down
Oh yeah.
and you can't see 50 feet, you can't see across the street, it's time to go the hell home.
Yeah.
And they just were like, no, we got to stay here. That's what the boss says. It's like, I'm ready to pack up and go the hell home because this is stupid. Yeah, that night it took me 6 hours to get home.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
My drive normally on a normal day would take me less than 20 minutes to get home. Yes, I called my wife as soon as I walked out of there. So I communicate with her. I'll leave this running, but honestly, guys, I can't listen to her again. This woman is evil. The cop in this should be ashamed. The more you unravel this, the worse it gets. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, not guts. I understood what you're saying.
Yeah. No,
Haley Wolf. Or he didn't answer. So you drove over to your house, drove over to his house, and she had explained his call log to his house. God, I can't type tonight. Yes, I understood what you were saying. At this point in time, she does not know that she's also texting two other women and that he is texting two other women and making other plans. Well, maybe she finds out whenever she shows up at his door.
Yeah,
don't know because the police never investigated it.
I mean, if I had 1/10 of the ego that this woman projects, the terrible things I would do for humanity. I mean, if I had like 1/10 of the self-confidence in her, I mean, because this woman is like, well, he has to be dead. He's not ghosting me or cheating. He must be in dire peril. He shuffled off the mortal coil. It's not that he doesn't want to be around.
She thinks he's ghosting her, and now she's going to go over there. Are you ghosting me, you son of a bitch? We'll see.
I wouldn't expend the gas money. Well, okay, it is the start of the coup. If I'd been locked in with 3 kids, okay, maybe I would expend the gas money just to get home.
I
wouldn't go over it.
I might just go over there just to
McFlurry for myself.
I mean, it's okay. He's got from Monday. She's hungry.
Kind of walking through all my scenarios, and then I text my friend Becky, and I'm like, I haven't heard from Leo.
Text her friend Becky.
Day, and she's like, that's weird. And she's like, have you heard from Zach? And I'm like, a little bit here and there. And she's like, I'm worried. I'm worried. And I'm like,
what does that have to do with Zach? Have you heard? Why is Becky asking if you heard from fucking Zach? This makes no goddamn sense. This makes no fucking sense. This is just. I just want to crush.
And art tart Nancy Grace Becky trying to solve this like the freaking boxcar children. This is
what does Zach have to do with this? What? It makes no fucking sense because she's sitting there going, I call Becky, and Becky's like, well, have you heard from Zach? What is no, I haven't heard from Rosalia. What does Zach have to do with this in this situation? Why are you asking me about Zach? Who the fuck gives a shit about Zach? I'm panicking
Zach
because
lives rent-free in this chick's head.
My little puckered starfish is anxious for Rosalia. Why are you asking me about Zach? I don't understand. Why Zach? Why would this is
okay. Becky, even if you believe, because Sadie has told you that Zach is, James Bond plus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Hasidic Jewish sewer tunneler.
Yes.
What do both of these things have to do with each other? I'm going to need you to get to a point, ma'am, because you're pissing me off. Even the cops just like, I have a full Diet Mountain Dew here. I have had to be typing this entire time. We haven't even gotten to effing Tuesday yet. Just like, God.
Jesus Christ.
He's just given up the will to live.
Stuff happened. Yes.
Like, I don't think, I'm like, no, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, it's just weird. And then she's like, well, if you don't hear from him, she's like, what would be 24 hours? And I said 8:30 tonight, and that would have been yesterday. And she's like, well, if you don't hear from him, then you need to, call somebody or do something. And I'm like, okay.
Why are you taking advice from a crackhead?
Are you his parents? You know, I would think that the people that would probably report him missing first would be his parents,
Children, maybe
children,
the wife,
baby mama,
his ex that he has the babies with. Like
the
maybe
people he
his
owes money
boss,
to.
maybe his boss, the person that he subcontracted to work with. I mean,
Yeah.
they would be more likely to show up at his doorstep than some crazy psycho fat bitch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just like, chick he was sort of doing, or anyone else in this entire joint.
Right. Well, Julio says, remember that a week earlier, Becky texted you won't know when or how, but it will be about the next week or something like that. It was deleted from Shady's phone. Yes, it was.
And I'm like, well, I don't know his people. I don't know who would I call. I have no idea. I'm not even connected to any of his friends. We don't have any mutual friends on Facebook. Like, I wouldn't even know who to reach out
That's
to.
all.
So this morning I remembered,
thought it was your
that friend
person.
Jeremy Tiffany, he said,
Yeah.
like
You
my
don't
brother.
even
He's
have
like
his
my buddy. He's
five?
like, and he's
What was that?
You don't. It was like you don't even have his 5. Do you remember when you used to have a 5 on your your 5 on your calling plan? Like you could have unlimited text and calling to like 5 people, that your
No.
most called numbers.
I never had that.
Okay, well,
I had a pager up until like 2001, something like that. Yeah, about 2001, I think was whenever I got my first actual cell phone. My number has not changed since 2001. Believe that?
That is awesome.
Like, and because I signed up with Sprint. The only reason I got rid of Sprint is because I was standing out front of the Sprint store on customer support going, your service really sucks, and kept getting disconnected. Joke not, standing in front of the Sprint store going, your service really sucks. Well, you need to upgrade your plan. You need to suck my dick. No, I'm not upgrading my phone. Your service really click. Okay, let's dial it back. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, beep, 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 beep. Yeah, okay, it's not connecting. Yeah. And what did I do that day? I went over to AT&T and I said, hey. And they said, hey. I was like, can I keep my number? They're like, yeah, you can keep your number. I was like, well, damn right. There you go. Why? Because I was on the road going from, what was it? I was going from Jacksonville to, what was it? Gainesville. And I had to stop off in Gainesville, and then I had to go on to West Palm Beach. Was that right? West Palm Beach, Naples. Sorry. Went to Naples. So I was hauling equipment, and I had to let them know that I was running a little bit late and I couldn't get any cell service. And my boss was like, yeah, we can't have that shit. You've got to be able to get in touch with people, and you just need to change cell plans. So that was, got to pick your number, worked out, US Cellular. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. She doesn't have any mutual friends. No shit. Probably because he wants to make sure that his is the only PP that she sucks on.
I wouldn't even know who to reach out to. So this morning I remembered, like, he had that friend Jeremy Tiffany, he said, it's like my brother, he's like my buddy. He's like, and he's talked about him.
All right, what about Jeremy Kipp? Did they search in a Jeremy Kipp? No,
that's a name drop.
Jeremy Kipp is the one that showed up over at Zach's house looking for Rosalio, if I'm not mistaken. Him and the other guy. If I'm not mistaken, it was these two guys that showed up. And if she didn't know him, how did she get in touch with him?
Yeah, and how did she point them in Zach's direction? God, this woman is such a...
Before going on job sites with him before. And so I just reached out to him. I still haven't heard from him.
Not true.
But I just messaged him and I just said, hey, I said, I know you don't know me, but Rosalia told me you guys are really good friends. I was just wondering if you have heard from him. I haven't heard from him. It's not like him. If you have, can you just let me know, or, something, and that was that was this morning that I reached out to his friend. I haven't had like any contact with his kids' mothers. So like,
yeah. So she reached out to Jeremy Kipp. Jeremy Kipp did, and she's saying Mike Campbell is the one that showed up. So Mike Campbell showed up at his place looking for him. And he basically was just like, yeah, I'm his brother. What can I do? That's what Zach did. I mean, if some couple of fucking random dudes come showing up that I'd never met before looking for me,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm giving them somebody else's fucking name because I don't know who the fuck you are. And then I'm making sure that I am armed after that.
Well, especially if you're operating from the fact pattern that your ex is hanging out with someone who's into shady stuff. She has been dabbling in nose
Drugs.
clams, and she's been acting erratic and more strange, and now people who hang around drugs are not, always the most rational, nonviolent, peaceful hippies.
Yeah. True.
Especially when those drugs are crystalline.
So no, Campbell showed up at an apartment when cops were there. Okay. And then left and hunted down Zach. Why would he do that? Because from what I understand, she was sending these people out looking for him.
Yeah. And why are they trusting her? Again, why is no one critically thinking, like, why is this heifer sending us places like she knows stuff? Why doesn't anyone look around and say, does she even go here? Like, I feel like we're pulling out a Mean Girls, but she doesn't even go here.
She doesn't belong.
Like,
I think they bug me. They don't,
So we got to Rosara's house. You went to the front door.
So then I parked down the ways because when I first pulled into so I pulled off of 15th into on that end, right?
So you parked off a ways from his front door?
Why for?
What for?
And I could see right away when I pulled in, I could see his truck was parked in this usual spot, and then his Jeep.
Okay, so did you not park in front of his place? I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't park in front of his place and see that his trucks were there. Okay, his trucks are there. Go up and knock on the door. Like, he doesn't answer. It's like, okay, maybe I'll call him. Maybe I'll hear his phone ringing. You don't hear the phone ring. Well, maybe he's out with some friends. Maybe he's over at some other hoe's house. I don't know.
Yeah, why don't you just go with he's probably cheating? You are probably, not the only person he's talking to. I mean, it seems...
Catch him in the act.
Yes,
it's so weird that sometimes someone who had a motive to, one, hurt Rosalio, and two, frame Zach, was somehow able to take control of this entire investigation. Bingo.
She is probably like, I am so lucky. Like, every night just thinking, this, I could not have imagined a better scenario for
to get my kids and get rid of Zach forever.
I mean, the amount of things that had to cock up and go terribly wrong in this investigation in order for this to get so terrible. Yeah, if I'd seen both vehicles in there, I'd be like, he's blowing me off, obviously. I'm leaving.
No, she was like, motherfucker's cheating on me, so I'll park where he won't see my car, and I'll go up and I'll knock on the door and confront him. Bitch going down tonight. I mean, shit. And where are her kids at this point in time?
Yeah, that's where that is the biggest damning piece of evidence for me. That is the most damning, and this is more just on a personal level, that this man either A, is ignoring her, or B, is blowing her off. And guarantee you, she went down there big mad, you know. And that is way more important, finding out why this man has ghosted her, than, just being with her kids until the right guy comes along. Work on yourself,
Yes,
because it looks like there's a whole lot of, look,
work
you
needs
might
to be
need to
done.
sage your entire soul for like 8 hours on a very low temperature, okay? It's low and slow, ma'am, low and slow.
Well, she did low and slow on Rosario.
He was parked in the usual spot. And I was on the phone with my friend and I'm like, Doc, I'm like, both of his cars are here, both of his trucks are here. I'm like, this is weird. I'm like, I'm like really I was freaking out the whole time. Just like, something's wrong.
Okay.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Just, it's not like him. It's not like him. Something's wrong. I don't know why he would ghost me. And I kept going through that. I'm like, maybe, would he just not talk to me? And she's like, no, see, she's like, I said, this is the last text message we had. I'm like, she's like, was there anything weird? She's asking me all these. I'm like, no. I'm like, we didn't fight about anything. This was a great, this is what he probably wanted to hear, Which again makes me think, like, if you have access to my phone, this would have been probably like,
That's true.
I don't know. Anyways, I just had a feeling that and then like something's not right. And then I'm like, okay, I'm like, that's staying on the phone with me. And then I started walking up towards his truck and then I saw the screen door was open. Like the blinds were open all the way. The screen door was open all the way, like all the way. And I looked at that and like, do I go up? And I didn't go up there first, and I just went to the doorway where I would normally go into the apartment building. And I told Becky, so I'm gonna let you go. I'm like, I am gonna let you go. Something, I'm gonna find out, knock on the door. She goes, okay, call me back. So I walked up to the door and immediately
Okay. So I am a smallish woman who is not strapped. And I am getting a very eerie feeling about something. Very eerie. It is dark. It is late at night. I'm getting a very, very eerie feeling. I would keep my friend on the line. Like I'm noticing something is tickling that, lizard part of my brain. Something isn't right. I'm keeping my friend's ass on that phone. I'm like, look, if I start screaming, you call the po-po quick, fast, and in a hurry. You're muted.
I'm like, where's the button? Here's the thing. Because there was nothing suspicious about it. Because she was going to go up to the front door and she was going to confront him. And she had nothing to fear. No worries were in her mind.
Oh, it's
all of the stuff that she's noticing is after the fact. Okay.
Hindsight. True.
It's
getting close to my bedtime. I'm like, I'm starting to believe Sadie. I'm like, crap. She must have really been scared. This is how she gets people. This is how she gets people. She waits till their bedtime when you're too exhausted to fight back. And and you're like, fine, whatever.
Fine.
You and Joe Biden were coal miners' daughters and you worked your asses off and you both went to Harvard. Okay, great. Just fine. All the things. Yeah, good. Very good.
Bad. She's so bad. What we can do though is, let's see, tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm streaming, but if I do, will you? I got a couple of things I need to take care of, but if I'm streaming, I'll send you an invite. And if you're able to do it, because I also do have to have a couple of things to tie up tonight, and my wife is not one of them. Just so we're clear.
We don't kink shame here. I mean, other than Vince McMahon, but that's because
I saw that too. just so damn
God,
funny.
it's just like, look, there is a way to write those scenes that appeal to women, and that is not that, sir.
It does appeal to some women. I'd just say that you would be surprised. I listen.
Just,
I
oh
tour.
my
I toured
God.
with a rock band for many years, and there are some things that I wish I could unsee. There are
Just,
some kinky
I've
things
just,
that
I was just like, okay, so when does she get to take the Lysol wipes and just, like, see, now I would never be able to go into an office with Vince McMahon because I'd be like, okay, point out a chair where something terrible hasn't happened. Have you Lysoled any of these chairs?
yeah.
You know what? I'll just stand. Never mind.
I'm good. I'm good. Go.
No, we won't even shake hands. I'll just air high five.
She lulls them into submission, and what was that? Sean from Potentially Criminal read out the McMahon text in his voice on Dave's stream today, and it was the funniest thing ever. Oh, you know who you need to get to read that out is his get Kaiser Pineapple to read that out in his Randy Macho Man Savage voice.
Oh my gosh. No,
Oh, brother.
no.
Oh, she just likes to get it right before we'll tag team bounce her like a basketball.
No,
Yeah, snap
no.
into a Slim Jim never meant so much. We cracked her open like a shotgun and pounded her like dog meat. Oh, yeah.
No, make it never ever happen. I never had this on. Look, 2024 done blew up the bingo card already. Just already.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even hit spring yet, and like
the October surprise is probably just going to be a nuclear firebomb. Like, just
well, you know, Ukraine, it's still going on. We are sending them money to arm them.
oh my God.
Who knows what else we'll be sending them?
Castro's just going to take over. He's going to be like, I'd like to now announce that I really am Fidel Castro's son, and I'm taking over Cuba too.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
He's like, and I am fighting fascism by starting my own fashion-isms.
But he says it like this: I'm fighting fascism. I'm so special. And just think, I will make you feel so happy whenever everything is under my controls. Ooh, because I'm special. I'm special, oh so special. I have a special smile and a special happy place.
As long as he does the Deo impression once a day, I'll be okay.
Deo, delectament, you wanna go home.
How that man got to be prime minister with that going around, you know. God
well, with
bless
that, I'm
him.
going to give an outro
Yeah.
and just hang out for a little bit, and we will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. And if not, you'll see me
Yes.
tomorrow morning, and you'll see Mo tomorrow morning. Also, you do newsy
Yes.
news in the morning, right? Yeah. So if you watch
Yes, I
mine, then
do.
you can come and watch. You can watch Mo, because I'll probably just dump everybody over there like I always do, because it's so much
Yes.
fun. I'll see you
Yes.
guys. Peace.